Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, Gaston Browne, has called on Sandals Resort International to pay up taxes owed or consider removing its property from the country. Gaston stated that the country is attracting a significant amount of luxury properties, which ideally should yield higher taxes for the country and better salaries for workers. However, this was not the case with the Sandals Resort.
During a radio interview in Antigua, Antiguan Prime Minister Gaston Browne expressed his disapproval of the practices adopted by the internationally acclaimed Sandals Resorts in their operations in Antigua and Barbuda, claiming they have not been paying their taxes.
In fact, we have an issue right now with Sandals. I think Inland Revenue has actually assessed them for $30 million in taxes that they have not paid. And I know it's going to be another fight again. I don't understand, why these so-called investors feel that they're the only game in town and they're the only stakeholder that should benefit.
Prime Minister Browne said they have been through this scenario with the resort in the past and called on the brand to cooperate. Browne made reference to issues the resort faced in the Bahamas, where they were called upon to pay up, and further stated that the resort is not the only stakeholder in the industry.
It's not Sandals is the only stakeholder when you open your hotel in the Caribbean countries. You have staff who deserve a good pay. You have the government that ought to get its fair share of taxes. You cannot just concentrate exclusively on exploiting concessions and to push governments into the ground. You all need to stop it. That kind of model, it is a slave model.
Browne remarked on the difficulty in attracting staff to work in the hotels due to the uncompetitive wages, while the resort's profit margins are in the tens of millions annually. He said he was fed up with the exploitation and was ready to part ways with the resort.
If you can't ensure that there's an equitable dispensation going forward where everybody benefit, if you just Sandals alone to benefit, well, take your hotel elsewhere. And I'm dead serious. And I don't want this matter to end up in the public domain like the last time, because I don't want to fight with you all. I want to fight with the body, but you're overdoing it.
Continuing to express his intolerance, Browne addressed the issue from a regional standpoint, claiming that the resort would not have employed this unfair practice outside of the Caribbean.
They can't do that in countries like the United States because they'll go to jail, but they feel that Caribbean countries are small and powerless. And you know what they keep doing? As soon as they have a dispute with them, they threaten to shut down the hotel. And if you notice that, remember they did the same thing too? Talk about they're going to do repairs, do something. And in fact, the last time they did that, you think they did any substantial repairs? They must have changed the color of the building at the time.
The Sandals Resorts franchise was set to bring the brand to Tobago. However, in January 2019, the deal fell through. Adana Kumbi, Tobago Updates Television News.